Kuzunoha, the Fox Wife, by Japanese Folktales. Brought to you by TellStory.net, stories from around the world. Long ago in the province of Setsu, there lived a young nobleman named Abe no Yasuna. One autumn day, as he traveled through the countryside on his way to visit the sacred shrine at Shinoda, he came upon a terrible scene. A military commissioner stood in the forest, hunting foxes to collect their livers for medicine. Before him, trapped in a net, was a beautiful white fox with eyes full of fear and intelligence. The hunter raised his weapon, ready to strike.
"Stop! I cannot let you harm this creature,"
cried Yasuna, rushing forward.
"Stand aside, nobleman. This is none of your concern."
The hunter scowled.
"Release the fox or face me in combat."
Yasuna would not move. The hunter laughed and attacked. Though Yasuna was a skilled swordsman, he had not expected such a fierce battle. The two fought until Yasuna finally drove the commissioner away, but not before receiving several deep wounds. As he fell to his knees, bleeding and exhausted, Yasuna used his remaining strength to cut through the net and free the white fox. The fox looked at him with grateful eyes, then bounded into the forest and disappeared. Yasuna tried to rise but could not. His vision grew dark, and he feared he would die there alone on the forest path. Then, through the mist of his fading consciousness, he saw a young woman appear before him.
"You saved the fox at great cost to yourself. Please, let me help you home."
She was beautiful beyond description. With long black hair and gentle eyes, she said softly. With her aid, Yasuna managed to return to his house. The mysterious woman tended his wounds with skillful hands, applying healing herbs and wrapping his injuries with clean cloth. Under her care, Yasuna recovered quickly, growing stronger each day.
"What is your name?"
he asked her one evening.
"I am called Kuzunoha."
She replied with a shy smile. As the days passed, Yasuna found himself falling in love with his gentle caretaker. Kuzunoha seemed to feel the same way, and before long, they were married in a simple but joyful ceremony. Their happiness grew when Kuzunoha gave birth to a son. They named him Doji, though he would later be known by another name. From the moment he could speak, the boy showed remarkable intelligence. He learned to read and write at an astonishing speed, and he seemed to understand things that other children could not grasp.
"Our son is truly special,"
Yasuna said with pride. Kuzunoha smiled but said nothing, though sometimes a shadow of sadness crossed her face. For several years, the family lived in perfect contentment. Kuzunoha proved to be a devoted mother and wife, filling their home with warmth and love. Little Doji grew more clever with each passing day, asking questions about the world that amazed his father. One autumn afternoon, when Doji was about 5 years old, Kuzunoha stood in the garden admiring the chrysanthemums that bloomed there. The flowers were her favorite, and she often spent time among them, lost in thought. Doji, playing nearby, suddenly stopped and stared at his mother. A gust of wind had blown her robes aside, and there, to the boy's amazement, he glimpsed the tip of a white fox's tail.
"Mother!"
He cried out in surprise. Kuzunoha turned quickly, but she saw in her son's eyes that he had discovered her secret. Tears began to fall down her cheeks. That evening, after Yasuna returned home, Kuzunoha gathered her family together.
"I must tell you the truth. I am not a human woman. I am the white fox you saved from the hunter, Yasuna. I took human form to repay your kindness, and I stayed, because I had come to love you both so dearly,"
she said, her voice trembling.
"It does not matter what form you take. You are my wife and I love you."
Yasuna reached for her hand.
"And I love you both. But now that my true nature has been revealed, I cannot remain in the human world. The magic that allowed me to live among you is broken.
Kuzunoha said, weeping openly now.
No, Mother, please don't go.
Doji cried, throwing his arms around her. Kuzunoha held her son close, then gently pulled away. Walking to a silk screen that stood in the room, she picked up a brush and wrote a poem.
If you love me, darling, come and see me. You will find me yonder in the great wood of Shinoda of Izumi province, where the leaves of arrowroots always rustle in pensive mood.
As she finished writing, her form began to shimmer and change. In moments, the woman they loved had become a beautiful white fox. The creature looked at them one last time with eyes full of love and sorrow, then vanished into the night. Yasuna and Doji wept for their loss. But as the days passed, they remembered Kuzunoha's poem and decided to follow her words. They journeyed to the great forest of Shinoda, searching among the rustling leaves for some sign of her. For hours they called her name, their voices echoing through the trees. Just as they were about to give up hope, a white fox emerged from the shadows. They knew at once it was Kuzunoha. The fox approached them slowly, and then something miraculous happened. Kuzunoha's voice spoke to them, though her mouth did not move.
I am the kami, the spirit guardian of Shinoda Shrine. Though I can no longer live with you as a human, I will always watch over you from this forest.
She turned to her son.
Doji, you are half human and half fox spirit. Within you flows my magic. I give you a gift that will serve you well throughout your life, the ability to understand the language of all animals.
As she spoke, Doji felt something change within him. Suddenly he could hear the songbirds in the trees speaking to each other, and the rustle of small creatures in the underbrush became words he could comprehend.
Use this gift wisely. Your path will be extraordinary. You will become a great onmyoji, a master of the mystical arts, and your name will be remembered for generations.
With that blessing, Kuzunoha bowed to her husband and son one final time, then disappeared into the depths of Shinoda Forest. Yasuna and Doji returned home with heavy yet grateful hearts. Though they grieved their separation, they knew Kuzunoha still loved them and watched over them from her sacred forest. As the years passed, Kuzunoha's prediction came true. Doji grew to become Abe no Saimai, the most famous onmyoji in Japanese history. His magical abilities and wisdom were legendary, and many said it was his fox spirit heritage that gave him such extraordinary powers. And whenever Saimai walked through a forest and heard the foxes calling to one another, he remembered his mother's gift and her enduring love, a love that transcended the boundaries between the human world and the realm of spirits.